When you purchase a game, you expect it to be a great game. A game that will fill your fun meter and keep you coming back. A lot of those games have a large community behind them and have a lot of sales. Because of this, the creators of the games usually make a second part to what is then a series. Repeat the cycle until it finally dies out after the third game. Most game series use this formula to inevitably have it backfire on them later. Strangely enough, however, most games like Call of Duty, FIFA, and the topic of this review, Pokemon, have yet to be negatively affected. Some of the newer titles for these series have been criticized. For example, the situation with Black Ops 4 with the change to Blackout. Despite this, the games continue to sell very well in fact, and there doesn't seem to be an end in sight. Pokemon is a series that changes it up between titles. However, with the newest title, Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, it changes too much from the previous game in an effort to attract a different target audience. Is this a game that a veteran or someone coming from Sun and Moon should get? After playing it fully, I realized that the answer lies within a gray area. To start off, Let's Go is based on Pokemon Yellow, a game that came out 2 years after Pokemon Red and Blue and shared many similarities. The plot is unique compared to other games, so it's repeated an awful lot throughout the series in one form or another. It would be cool if the Pokemon company spiced things up story-wise every once in a while, but there could be implications in doing so. Once you finish the story, you have a few things that you can do. You can catch the 4 legendary Pokemon, fill the Pokedex, battle the gym leaders again, and most importantly, battle the Master Trainers. Wait, what's a Master Trainer? When the story is complete, 152 trainers are scattered across Kanto. These trainers are to give you a challenge. The rules are simple. Use one specific Pokemon without items. It can be challenging if you want to battle them all, because all trainers have Pokemon ranging from levels 70 to 80. I think it's a good post-endgame content for those who want to continue playing. But the reward isn't that great. When you defeat a trainer, you get a title which can be used when certain NPCs talk to you. Pokemon Let's Go has weird gameplay. First off, the battling system is different compared to every other Pokemon game in the series. When catching a Pokemon, it's simplified to the Pokemon Go method. In Pokemon Sun and Moon, you deplete the health of the Pokemon to around 1/4 or less, and then use a Pokeball. The Pokemon Go catching mechanic is simple, but removing a method used in every other mainline Pokemon game removes a lot of the RPG element. After confirming that you want to catch the wild Pokemon with the A button, you use motion controls to aim your Pokeball at the Pokemon and then follow that up by mimicking the motion of tossing the Pokeball. You can battle wild Pokemon in certain situations, but encountering one of these situations is rare except when found in the story. Battles are similar to how they were in all of the previous games, but there are some minor differences such as having to share XP with all your Pokemon. This happens even when you're only using your main Pokemon. In Let's Go, you get the ability to have a second player jump in on the action at any point in time. This paves the way for a certain cheat where you can practically annihilate any trainer by registering each Joy-Con as a separate controller. This lets you take out 2 Pokemon from your party and turns the battle into a 2v1, ultimately allowing you to cheat your way through any opponent. I personally don't recommend doing this as it can ruin the fun of the game. It makes the game a breeze in the end, and I would go as far to say it's a bug that shouldn't have been overlooked. Let's speed through some topics now. Like the other Pokemon games, you can groom and play with your Pokemon. This gives buffs to the Pokemon if that's what you're aiming for. Pokemon are also in the overworld now, and this saves a lot of time in contrast to the conventional method of random encounters that have you stopping constantly throughout your journey. The game does lag, however it's rare and only occurs when playing handheld mode. Pokemon Let's Go stands out from most of the other Pokemon games in a plethora of ways. One of which is that you can have Pokemon follow you wherever you go with very few restrictions, such as certain buildings. It seems very realistic and makes you feel as you were actually in the world alongside your Pokemon. You can also ride Pokemon, a feature that replaces the bicycle. While the features that I mentioned here are great, It seems unlikely that they'll be in the next game based on what we've seen so far. There's a new kid on the block when it comes to HMs in the game. It's called a secret technique and it replaces HMs. Secret techniques are used by your partner Pokemon and range from cutting trees to flying with balloons. They are useful because they don't take the place of any of your Pokemon's 4 moves. Instead, they can be accessed where you play with your Pokemon. I'm glad that they removed HMs because in the past you weren't able to have your Pokemon forget them once taught without going out of your way to move the leader. What really bothers me is that they aren't all as equally effective in battle, so they do nothing more than take up space. The Pokeball Plus is an accessory and controller for the game. The controller is $40 and includes a Mew, a Pokemon that can learn any move. It has 2 buttons, the control stick which is used for movement, the A button which is used by clicking the stick, and a button at the top for the B button. You can also shake the Pokeball in place of the Y button. Surprisingly, you can use this controller for the entire game, no need for Joy-Cons. You can even use the Pokeball to catch a Pokemon by performing a throwing motion towards the wild Pokemon, making the experience feel a lot more interactive. There isn't a home button on the controller, so you need to use the one on the Joy-Cons if you want to close the game or return to the home screen. Additionally, I tend to lose my grip on the Pokeball often, and it annoyingly changes position in my hands. The Pokeball Plus itself does look very beautiful and is a creative alternative to the Pro Controller, even if it should still have been supported. Another function of the Pokeball Plus is its ability to allow you to bring one lucky Pokemon with you wherever you go in the real world. During that time, you can pet it and it tracks the number of steps taken. More importantly, the Pokemon you choose to bring with you will get XP for walking with you, so this can be a really easy way to get a Pokemon to a certain level. You can also use the Pokeball Plus with Pokemon Go. If you're close to a Pokemon, it will flash a light, and once you click on the control stick, it vibrates 3 times and flashes rainbow to show that you have caught the Pokemon. Overall, the Pokeball Plus has a few issues, with the price being one of them, but it is a great and innovative controller and I do recommend buying it for Let's Go. Before the Switch, Pokemon was a game that ran at a very low resolution. The styles have changed somewhat and they have become more detailed. The graphics and style got way more inspired and sophisticated with the Sun and Moon and Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon games. Let's Go's graphic style is very chibi-like and is probably appealing for kids, their target audience. For something like the Nintendo Switch, this style of graphics is a good start for testing the waters and find out what the Switch can handle. Looking ahead at Pokemon Sword and Shield, the graphics look a lot better and improved and more along the lines of what was expected for the Switch. With Pokemon Let's Go, the difficulty is what you make it, and unfortunately it's just not that difficult unless you make it difficult by handicapping yourself. The reality is that these games are overly simplified for their target audience. There are a few things I do like about Let's Go, however. Going around Kanto and battling the gym leaders gets fun after a while. The music can sound nostalgic and memorable, especially if it's been a while since you played the original games. I personally wasn't around 22 years ago, but have played Pokemon Yellow in the past. Going on a journey to the next city with a Pikachu on your back or a Pokemon behind you? Sign me up. Do I recommend this game? You should get the game if you're a kid at heart or want to play with a kid. If you want to play this as another game in the series, I recommend waiting for Pokemon Sword and Shield, the next generation in the Pokemon series. I don't consider Pokemon Let's Go to be a mainline game, but that doesn't mean I hate it. While it was a refreshing and fun Pokemon experience, in the end it's just not for me. If you are going to buy it, I hope that you enjoy the game or agree with some of my points. My rating for Pokemon Let's Go is a 7.5 out of 10. Here's a table for my review. Thanks for watching this review. Feel free to leave constructive criticism in the comments. I'll see you guys next month.